Hello everyone. In the last class we have discussed about introduction to database design and what are the processes involved in the database design like requirement analysis, conceptual design, logical design, schema refinement, physical design and the final one application and security design. We have understood the complete database design in the last video. Today we are going to discuss about entity and entity set. What is an entity? What is an entity set? Today we are going to discuss in this video. First thing, entity is a thing or object in the real world. And the entity is something which has a permanent existence in an enterprise. With an entity, some set of attributes are connected. Depending upon the values of some attributes, an entity can be identified uniquely. So, this is the basic definition of the entity. So entity is something which is having permanent existence. Let us suppose in my college I don't have any class in a certain day. Say I am taking a leave for 1 week. Then also my details will be kept in the teacher table, right? Let's suppose there is a book in the library which has not been borrowed by any professional or teacher for the last 6 months. Then also the book details kept in the book table. So because the teacher details and the book details will be having the permanent existence in the library management system. So this is an example of entity, which is entity is something which has a permanent existence in an enterprise. So entity is a thing or object in the real world. Entity is something which has a permanent existence in an enterprise. With an entity, some set of attributes are connected. Depending upon the values of some attributes, an entity can be identified uniquely. Now let us define what is an attribute and what is an entity and what is an entity set with one example. See, this is student entity. You can see it, right? This is student entity. This is another student entity, and this is another student entity, and this is another student entity. What it is containing? It is containing student roll number, the student name, and the student age. So this roll number, this name, and this age are three attributes. This roll number, name, and age of the students are three attributes. So these are the attribute names, these are the roll numbers, name, and age. So this is one entity. The combination of roll number, student roll number, name of the student, and the age of the student, we call it as an entity, and separately we call it as attributes, and the set we call it as entity. It is having permanent existence in the student database. So all these entities are like this is one entity, this is one entity, this is one entity, and this is one entity. So all these entities are alike. So combining all these entities, we shall call it as one entity set. That is here our student entity set. So alike entities will form one entity set. Say in case of book, this is book number, book subject, and book title. In this way we have three book entities, 1, 2, 3. These are three book entities. Book attribute, book number, book subject, and title. These are attributes. Combined we call it as entity, and combination of all entities we call it as entity set. They are alike, they are similar, so they will form one book entity set. Here roll number is one attribute, name is one attribute, and age is another attribute. These are the three attributes related to the student entity. Out of them, using this roll number, I can uniquely identify each and every entity in a particular entity set. Understood, right? Using this roll number, I can uniquely identify each and every entity in a particular set. So same in the case of book also. Depending upon the book number, I can identify the entity set. I can identify the entity in one entity set. So depending upon the values of some attributes, an entity can be defined uniquely. Like here we said, no, depending upon the values of some attributes, an entity can be identified uniquely. Depending upon one attribute, one roll number, I can identify an entity in an entity set. Right? So with this we got an idea about what is attribute, what is an entity, and what is an entity set. So this is all about entity and entity set. This is an attribute. This we call it as entity. All this is one entity, another one entity. All these entities are alike, so we call it as one entity set. Here in this case, it is a one student entity set. This is student entity, student entity. This is student attribute. This is student entity, and this is one student entity set. Same in case of book also. I think this concept is clear for you. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.